Sure will be a big first step for me, but it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley.
Equals. Caitlin Clark stood at the stage, still giddy after a game that had fans happy and commentators in disbelief.
She lives for those moments, Gus. She wants to take the big shot, and she will make the...
She skillfully responded to the typical questions, talking about her approach, her teammates, and her unwavering performance. The session was about to end when a reporter made an unexpected remark. It wasn't a query. It was incredible. There was silence in the room. Clark froze in place. Her face said it all. What was said? Why did it sting her? Let's dissect it. The rising star under investigation, Caitlin Clark, is everything but a typical rookie. She is a strong force that is completely changing the landscape of women's basketball.
First time in franchise history, the Indiana Fever are WNBA Commissioner's Cup champion.
She has elevated the sport to an unparalleled level of excitement and attention with her tremendous talent, daring flair, and captivating personality. Fans have devotedly followed her journey like few others, from her roots in Iowa to the fierce battles on Indiana's courts. Arenas are full, TV ratings have skyrocketed, and Clark has emerged as the leader of a movement that is elevating women's basketball to previously unheard-of levels. Despite all of her achievements and the excitement she has generated, Clark has not received the kind of positive response one might anticipate. Rather, she has become well-known in the WNBA.
5 games with the injury, the quad, keeping Caitlin Clark on the sidelines. But Trevor, she was back today for any...
A player receives harsh criticism, disrespect, and apathy instead of praise. Rather than being embraced, she encounters a wave of resistance from all directions. Experienced players frequently ignore or discount her since they are unaware of the skills she brings to the game. Furthermore, it appears that referees ignore her infractions, allowing aggressive play that would be punished and others to go unpunished. The league's executives seem oddly silent, providing no encouragement or support, as if they would rather ignore the issue than defend one of the biggest names in sports. Regardless of the situation, Caitlin Clark keeps getting better. Few newcomers can match her maturity and grace, as she leads the league in statistics with unparalleled poise. Any criticism directed at her is drowned out by her performance, and she never loses concentration. However, one well-known person has seen the commotion and debate, and he is reacting in a different way. NBA Hall of Famer and great Indiana basketball player Larry Bird is keeping a close eye on the situation. Bird is familiar with what it's like to join a challenging league and carry the burden of a team while encountering opposition from the exact system meant to help you. He sees a mirror of his own challenges in Clark. Unlike many others, Bird is not only observing in silence. He is fervently standing up for Caitlin Clark.
Anything that's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever.
Bravely denouncing the injustices she encounters. He denounces athletes like Asmarina Mabry who have shown blatant contempt and used cheap, aggressive methods to target Clark. And he doesn't end there. Larry Bird believes that Caitlin Clark is more than just an up-and-coming talent, and he challenges the WNBA's leadership by asking why the league seems to place more importance on maintaining antiquated procedures and restricting access than on developing new talent and growing the league. She is a symbol of change and advancement, and a reminder that true genius frequently encounters the most difficult challenges. Bird is prepared to defend the revolution she represents as the world watches her continued supremacy on the court and her inspirational presence off the court. The WNBA's problems are shown by Larry Bird's steadfast support for Caitlin Clark, demonstrating that famous individuals make contributions outside of their on-court exploits. They try to alter the game. Let's now discover how this legend will transform basketball going forward and create a brand new kingdom centered around Caitlin Clark. Larry Bird led the basketball revolution. There is more to Larry Bird than simply annoyance. He may ignite an all-encompassing revolution in basketball. He had been witnessing something incredibly unfair go place in front of his eyes. Caitlin Clark, a player who only appears once in a lifetime, is ignored, tripped, pushed, and elbowed as league officials remain mute and fail to step in. For Larry, this goes beyond a few missed calls or challenging game circumstances. This is a serious failing that has to be recognized as a type of professional negligence. Bird is not requesting meetings or committees. He wants to steer clear of pointless reports and long conversations. He desires genuine, quick change and action. Those close to him claim that his goals go much beyond solving insignificant issues. He is thinking of building a full squad around Caitlin Clark or even launching a new league where skill, perseverance, and vision are more important than the politics, jealousy, or self-importance that frequently stand in the way of success. To be honest, it's hard to argue with his logic. TV ratings drop whenever Clark is on the court. They substantially decrease when she's not playing. She is the largest celebrity and most respected athlete in women's basketball today, and in addition to being the best scorer, she is the sport's lifeblood. Larry Bird is more than just a famous athlete. He believes that basketball as a whole, not only women's basketball, has a bright future. Bird is prepared to take matters into his own hands if the present WNBA is unable to sufficiently safeguard and advance her. He doesn't settle with merely saying encouraging things. Rather, he is challenging officials, examining league practices, and using his loud and clear vocalizations and verbal assaults to expose the facts of the game on the court. He is examining game film, highlighting transgressions, and igniting discussions that could result in significant adjustments. First and foremost, Larry Bird is setting the stage for a potentially revolutionary advancement that might completely change how basketball is played, observed, and administered. For him, Caitlin Clark is more than simply a player to look up to from a distance. She represents a movement, a brand, and a franchise, and Bird is prepared to take on the role of a leader who will guide, plan, and respectfully protect her. Of monarchy as opposed to just as an admirer or analyst. He is prepared to seize the clipboard, put on his shoes, and create an empire for her. Caitlin Clark is more than simply a scorer because of Larry Bird. He won't let anything or anyone stop her since she is the future. A daring idea to transform basketball on and off the court was spurred by Larry Bird's dissatisfaction. Let's now examine the effects of ignoring the poisonous culture and Caitlin Clark's ascent. It may serve as a wake-up call and result in the WNBA losing its greatest player. The athlete who has been the league's heartbeat, Caitlin Clark, might go if the WNBA does not move quickly. On the court, she is more than a typical player. She is now a true force of nature, a movement. In addition to breaking watching records and drawing sizable crowds, Caitlin has attracted a new generation of fans who had not previously given women's basketball much thought. She is the firecracker that lights up venues and enthralls spectators. However, rather of supporting its best player and acknowledging her accomplishments, the league has allowed a poisonous environment to spread. There are several issues related to this poisonous society. On the court, violence is seen as a necessary component of the game. Clark and other very talented athletes are not respected. They harbor animosity. To exacerbate the situation, there is no sign of the leadership that ought to be defending and assisting these people. It says volumes about the league's lack of reaction to a recent startling incident. The WNBA ought to have responded forcefully when a whistle blew and Marina Mabrey struck Caitlin Clark without warning. The league should have made it very obvious that such behavior would not be accepted in addition to imposing fines and punishments. Instead, there was complete quiet, crickets, and not a word. The legendary basketball player Larry Bird criticized the league's shortcomings without holding back. He referred to it as cowardice. The players' use of cheap, brutal hits is not just due to their fear. It also shows the cowardice of a league that does little to prevent it. This is a devastating message for all young athletes. If you are unique or extraordinary, the system could punish you rather than shield you. The athletes who are generating difficulty don't express regret, which exacerbates the situation. They complain and act like the victim rather than owning up to their mistakes and offering an apology. They craft the narrative in a way that negatively represents them. This is not acceptable to Larry Bird. His era's athletes absorbed their hits and took responsibility for their actions. You didn't weep or share your emotions on social media. You took responsibility for your errors, didn't waver, and carried on. Fans' murmurs are becoming more and more audible as the WNBA struggles to preserve and value its best players. Many are speculating as to whether Caitlin Clark will stay or decide to use her skills elsewhere, maybe in Europe, where athletes sometimes find greater opportunities, or even in a new league that Larry Bird would start. This is the harsh reality. Millions of admirers will follow Caitlin Clark's decision to retire. Everything has changed just by her existence, so it wouldn't be shocking to see Larry Bird sitting courtside with a clipboard, prepared to help her navigate this next phase. As the WNBA mishandles its most talented player, Larry Bird is not only observing, he's making plans. The league might lose Caitlin Clark to an unattainable future if it does not move swiftly. Amidst the WNBA's difficulties, Larry Bird's caution that disregarding Caitlin Clark jeopardizes the league's future is still relevant. Bird's proposal may take her and her millions of admirers in a new direction if protection doesn't work. However, who precisely is Larry Bird? Let's investigate the mythology that never ends. The renowned basketball player Larry Bird, who rose to prominence as the Boston Celtics face in the 1980s, was more than just a gifted athlete. He was an expert manipulator. Bird has a remarkable ability to bring faltering teams back to life and help them win championships. In addition to bringing the Celtics back to prominence, his leadership contributed to basketball's international expansion. During his